year was 1916, when a 29-year-old Jamaican-born man with a love for Africa, pride in African people, and a vision of Pan-African unity, love, and strength, arrived on America's eastern shores, armed with an impenetrable sense of purpose, duty, and destiny. Just 54 years after the Emancipation Proclamation, 51 years after the end of the Civil War, with the vast majority of blacks in America still mentally enslaved, experiencing widespread race-based discrimination, terrorism, and despair, black codes, Jim Crow, peonage, and lynchings, and economic collapse in a world at war. 90% of the African continent colonized by 7 European nations, and Africans throughout the diaspora, systemically oppressed, with few signs of better days ahead. In spite of these things and more, less than 1 decade after his arrival to America, he was leading the largest black movement in the history of the world. His name, Marcus Mosiah Garvey. His organization, the Universal Negro Improvement Association, which he and his first wife, Amy Ashwood, previously launched in Jamaica in 1914. Though the ideology of Pan-Africanism was slowly taking hold amongst some during this era, it was Marcus Garvey's vision of a strong, self-sufficient global black nation, along with his scholarship, total commitment, and organizing prowess that was pivotal in taking Pan-Africanism from theory to practice. From May of 1917, when the New York branch of the UNIA was launched, the first branch on American soil, through June of 1923, the accomplishments of the UNIA against all odds and all efforts to stop them grew and grew. These accomplishments include over 4 million members worldwide, even more supporters, over 1,000 branches of the organization throughout 42 countries, the Negro World newspaper, a shipping company, the Black Star Line, the Negro Factories Association, wholesale, retail, and manufacturing businesses, grocery stores, restaurants, laundrettes, a printing press, tailor shop, black doll manufacturing, a trucking company, hotels, farms, a nursing agency, and a paramilitary division, established our flag, the red, black, and green, and established the Declaration of Rights of the Negro peoples of the world. The accomplishments made by Marcus Garvey in the UNIA laid a foundation of strength and self-determination that inspired widespread liberation movements, leading to 55 African nations winning their independence. His example is still used as the blueprint for progressive action around the world. Marcus Garvey, elected to serve as the Provisional President of Africa by delegates representing 25 countries, was and is a global symbol of black pride, unity, and self-determination. A symbol that directly or indirectly influenced the trajectory of our greatest heroes and sheroes. From activists such as Malcolm X, Dr. Martin Luther King, Fannie Lou Hamer, Steve Biko, Ida B. Wells, and Kwame Ture, to nation builders such as Haile Selassie I, Kwame Nkrumah, Nelson Mandela, Sekou Toure, Elijah Muhammad, Leonard P. Howell, and Jomo Kenyatta. From communities like Black Wall Street in Tulsa, Oklahoma, to the Harlem Renaissance, from scholars and business leaders to athletes and entertainers, from the early 1900s to this very day. The list of those inspired by the greatness of the Garvey movement and its legacy of black pride, progress, and knowledge of self is endless. After being wrongfully convicted of mail fraud in 1923 and given a 5-year prison sentence, in 1927, his sentence was commuted and he was deported back to Jamaica, where he and his second wife, Amy Jacques Garvey, were met by the largest and most enthusiastic crowd in Jamaica's history. Marcus Garvey transferred UNIA headquarters back to Jamaica, ran a daily newspaper called The Black Man, started the first political party, the People's Political Party, and successfully got 3 members of that party elected to the Kingston City Council. This visionary leader, considered one of the 3 pillars of Pan-Africanism and a prophet of the Rastafarian faith, died of a stroke on June 10, 1940 in London, England, at just 53 years of age. He was survived by his loving wife, Amy Jacques Garvey, a brilliant revolutionary in her own right, and his 2 sons, Marcus Garvey Jr. and Julius Garvey, both endowed with their father's progressive vision and revolutionary spirit. From statues, parades, street and school namings, to books, lectures, and the pouring of libations, Marcus Mosiah Garvey, Jamaica's first national hero, continues to be honored throughout the world. Though physically no longer with us, the spirit of Marcus Garvey is still felt, his contributions still remembered, and his name still recounted during acts of Black pride, acts of Black unity, and acts of Black liberation to this very day.